morning, guys. Welcome back to Everyday Struggle. I'm Nadeska here with DJ Akademiks, Star, and Wayno. Good morning, everybody. How you guys doing?
Hey.
What's going on? What's going on?
Wake up.
Wake up.
Nah, I haven't slept in like 3 days, man. You know what I mean?
Why? What's up?
Oh, no, I'm cooling, man. I was just trying to be on top of breaking the hip hop stories. I had to get in tune with Bow Weezy this morning, figure out what the fuck going on.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I'm here this morning. Let's talk some hip hop. You ready?
21 Savage, an apology. Maybe we'll get to that later.
21 Savage.
He's doing some big things, man. I'm gonna separate myself from him on his comments about 21 Savage, but.
Okay, I guess money talks. Well, curious if you talked to Tory Lanez, right? We're definitely going to talk about him and Travis. So we know him and Travis Scott have had some tension. This started when fans started accusing Tory Lanez of biting Travis's style. Tory did respond on Twitter once, tweeting, "I can't sound like somebody I wrote for." He later deleted it, but we know there are still issues. He addressed it on his album. He said that they had a confrontation and they sorted it out. But unfortunately now, the footage of the fight has leaked, courtesy of World Star. Let's take a look.
You're not the only person that they say on the show. You're not the only one. Listen, days before this, I tweeted, I said, yo, my nigga, you a legend for making your song. At the end of the day, nigga said I sound like something, my nigga. I said what I said. If you felt the way and you want to handle it the way you want to handle it, that's why we're here right now. So I'm saying, what do you want to do, bro? What do you want to do? No. Are we apologizing, or you want to shoot the fade, my niggas? I'm just trying. Everybody can get out of here. Every single person can get out of here. Literally, every person can get out of here, and we can shoot the fade, my nigga. And we can just get out. Niggas want to fight. Everybody just get out of here, my nigga. Let's just shoot the fade. Because it seems like you're just trying to come at me, my nigga. I'm not for that, my nigga. I'm not for that, my nigga. I'm not for that, my nigga. We can shoot the fade right now. Not that. It's a man to man. It's a man to man, bro. Y'all want to talk, my nigga? I came on here, my nigga. I understand. It's the way the nigga came on. Yo, let me holler at you, my nigga. It's like I understand what you're trying to do, but
there's so much to talk about.
Yeah, so let's go back to the.
We gotta get Southside. We'll get to the Southside.
We'll get
shit,
there,
right? Listen, watching that video, it's all about body language. About the worst cameraman ever. Okay, clearly somebody was sneak recording.
He was sneak recording.
But if I watched that video about 1,000,000 times because it had the line of the year for me. Okay, he says, "Are we apologizing?" Oh, we about to catch his fade. Okay, I thought, that's how you end a conversation.
Right.
That's how you drop mic and walk off. But if you watch at the beginning of the recording, number one, it looks like Travis tried to confront him about some shit. Travis wasn't really speaking too much, and his voice wasn't on some extra loud shit.
Yeah.
Tory's was. But Travis had like his coat halfway off. Like even if he was trying to catch a fade, like he would have to be like, hold, let me take this off, play it. Second of all, it looked like at one point, and you gotta watch it real carefully. This is how much I was combing through the shit.
Yeah.
You saw Tory had his hands on Travis's shoulder. It's all about body language.
Yeah.
Confrontation, you have back and forth.
Sunning him.
And I think he was kind of realizing like, nigga, did you pull up on me and you not about it? Now, again, I don't know if Travis rolled up Dolo again. This happened in the music festival.
It doesn't matter.
He just came off stage. Travis got to come better than this.
Travis ain't confrontational at all. I mean, he wasn't.
If you pull up on somebody,
but you know what? I don't think he was pulling. Everybody can't take it as a pull up. It's a difference between going to talk to somebody and pulling up. Pulling up would have meant he had the same energy that Tory had. Now we all know Tory's a short guy. He's with the shit for real, right? He got
that Napoleon complex.
Absolutely. What I respected most when he said, "Yo, if it's a problem, everybody could leave and we could fight." Now, Travis was just like, "Yo," it seemed like he just wanted to talk to him about this shit. He ain't really want no confrontation. But the video coming out is some sucker shit.
No. Honestly though, I think that Trav thought like he was with it. Sometimes you see a nigga meet you at a different level. Trav was here. Tory came here. He's like, whoa, I wasn't even talking fighting. I just wanted to have like a heated argument.
He wanted to have
you know what I mean? Or you trying to fight?
But you hear his voice, his tone, like 85% of communication is nonverbal, like my man Beanie Siegel said. But you hear his tone, he never raised his voice once. He never really raised his voice. He just came at him like, nah, I'm about to go crazy on you. I don't think he knew it was a camera, so that's why you see it was genuine. But
I think in today's day and age, you always have to assume that there's a camera
rolling, right?
You always have to assume that. Yeah, sadly, I'm thoroughly entertained by this. I should be ashamed of myself. I watched it.
It was a funny shit. Yes,
I watched it 5 or 6 times. And to Tory Lanez's credit, if he would have gotten socked and dropped, it would have been even funnier because it's always a little guy who barks the loudest.
Right.
So a lot of artists have issues with each other. Sometimes they don't even run into each other. Or if they do, there's no issue in real life. Are you guys surprised that Tory kept that same energy?
Not really. No. I'm not surprised about Tory. Like, because, I mean, he has that, like, the Napoleon complex. And he's never been quiet about being aggressive. Like, he's had a little spats before in the past. Like, he's not ashamed to get at a motherfucker at all.
I've listened to some Tory Lanez interviews over the last maybe 8 or 9 months, and he's spoken about, people stepping to him when he was younger, leaving him out there, dealing with all sorts of sucker shit. So he's, I guess we should say he's seasoned right now. He's not going for no bullshit, and he's the aggressor. Again, sadly, I enjoy this, and again, I'm so fucking bothered by people who can't film this shit, right? Come on, it's 2018. Hold the camera so we can see every fucking detail.
Right.
Yeah, I guess they're trying not to be too obvious.
Tory also blamed this on adrenaline too. He said, listen, man, I just came off stage. If you ever watch Tory perform, Tory is moonwalking and stepping on people's face. He's in a crowd.
Right.
The nigga don't use the stage.
Right.
So he's stepping on people's shoulders, people's faces. He's jumping up, performing shooters or whatever. So he come off stage and then Travis. This told me a lot more about Travis Scott. I never really knew Travis Scott demeanor. Okay, I think with Tory we kind of see he's kind of very loud. He's out there. I think this told me more about Travis Scott. I'm not too sure if he was with a bunch of people when he pulled up on Tory, but it also told me that they probably thought he was going to act differently because you know what I mean. When Tory said everybody could leave, it looked like Travis looked around like, don't leave. What y'all talking about? Leave. No.
So what happened after the video went off?
Nothing happened.
Yeah. But so later when Tory talked about it on Hate to Say, he basically said they talked about it and realized music is more important than getting into it. But now that the footage is out, does that change anything? Do they have to have another conversation, especially with Southside weighing in and accusing Tory of dropping the video himself for promotion? Let's take a look.
Hey, somebody tell that bitch ass nigga Tory Lanez that shit out. We want all the smoke. Every bit of it, nigga. Ain't nobody trying to trap, bitch ass nigga. You stealing records or something, you hoe ass nigga. What? Hit me, nigga. Bitch ass nigga. Real Pyru shit hit us, bitch. Fuck you talking about, nigga. We don't gotta do no hoe shit, nigga, to sell records, you bitch ass nigga. Fuck out of here, nigga. Tell that bitch ass nigga Tory Lanez hit us, nigga. We want all the smoke, all the phase call, whoever you wanna call, nigga. We in California on the regular, you bitch ass nigga. Fuck you talking about, nigga.
Sounds hot.
Yo, I love Southside. The reason why I love Southside, didn't he win a Grammy? He's produced on like Watch the Throne before, didn't he?
He's produced big songs. I don't know if he has a Grammy.
I don't know if he won a Grammy, but I know he's
probably did. He like the other Metro Boomin. He's
right, like but he's always with it. He's always with it for whomever's on his team or whomever he's working with. He's never backing down from anything. So I mean, when it comes to the aggression part, I like it that everybody's keeping it at the same tone, but they deaded it eventually, right?
Yeah, so I don't know if this changes anything now.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Southside, and by the way, we saw when even Soulja Boy was going with his shenanigans. Southside, from what I've heard, that nigga don't play. Like, he's really a gangster, okay? Now, my only thing was this. And I love Southside, but it felt like he was jumping in defense of Trav when all Tory said is, you want the fade. It's a one-on-one. He didn't say, yo, all my niggas will fuck you up, or I'm gonna do something to you later, I'm gonna get something. No, it's like, you wanna go one-on-one because you got a problem, right? Now, I guess obviously he's addressing the fact that the video came out, right? And that's what the internet does, man. This shit supposedly was like 2 years ago, right? But when the internet started laughing at you, even if you got over, you might be like, oh, I really gotta catch a fade with him. Right. I gotta imagine that yesterday when Travis Scott woke up, he was changing Stormy's diaper, you know what I mean? Talking to Kylie Jenner. Then he saw this shit, that nigga was probably swinging in an empty room. He's trying to catch this guy.
But now, hang on, don't you think it's more instinctive of today's generation to just, jump up on the gram and say something without even thinking shit through? I mean, it just happens like that. I'm with people and they just automatically start filming shit. I'm at meetings, niggas are pulling out phones. I'm with girls, they pull out phones. I'm like, what the fuck? So I guess this was supposed to happen, but I don't think it's too out of the norm.
I'm looking
the timing.
What's that?
The timing. Tory's album just came out. Like, it makes Tory look good. Shit. Now people are saying, wait, the song on his album explains the incident that happened 2 years ago, and now we have the video.
Right. But now, look, like with Southside, you gotta remember, he's a gangster. when you a gangster, the thing that you hate the most is a person fucking with somebody you love who isn't. So I thought that with the video coming out, even though it's an old video, it coming out, he might feel like, oh, he doing this shit to try to chase some clout or some hits or whatever for his album. No, I'm gonna step up. Because if he's stepping up like that, he knows that Trav ain't with that shit. That's why he's trying to intervene like, fuck that.
I don't know if I can give somebody the title of gangster so quick who automatically puts their face to something.
That's another stance too. But you know what? We in a different day and age now where gangsters do a lot of stupid shit because you're leaving the evidence immediately as soon as you put your face on something.
Yeah, I mean, listen, again, he just asked for a fade. He didn't say I'm gonna shoot you. So when y'all telling me Trav ain't with it, I'm like, he just say he didn't want to fight.
Yeah.
That's okay. All right.
Yeah, but you know.
And by the way, is Tory a gangster? Tory is 5'3", man. Tory is petite as a motherfucker, man.
I'm just glad that no guns were involved.
Yeah.
Nobody's talking about, I'm gonna see you with the ratchet or the chopper. Because once that happens, then it's
a whole nother
someplace
level.
else.
Yeah, it's a whole nother level.
Well, you always gotta watch out for these little 5'3" niggas, man. Like they always they go crazy with the mouth, and they always trying to fight, win, lose, or draw. So
They got something to prove.
exactly. So again, a civil conversation, as soon as the decibels get to a certain place, they want to fight. I think that's Tory.
Well, salute to everybody.
And by the way, if you saw the Henny bottle was there, the Patron bottle.
You really analyzed this.
Of course. It was probably off
Forensic.
the liquor, the adrenaline, and probably kind of seeing what it was. Like, nigga, you come here to confront me?
Right.
I don't got no shirt on. You got a jacket on that's halfway down. Let's go.
All right, did you analyze this Bow Wow fight video too? Is that a yes? All right, so courtesy of World Star again, here we have footage of Bow Wow getting hit by a rapper named Cheeks Bossman backstage at a show, apparently because he was talking slick about Future. Let's take a look.
Come to the night. Don't act like that. Don't act like that.
All right, so since the footage cuts right as this man runs up, of course, we don't know what happens next, but Bow Wow did hit Instagram to address it. Here's what he had to say.
Yeah, man, don't worry about nothing, y'all. We 100, man. We good. You know what I'm saying? So don't even worry about that shit. That's light work. You know what I'm saying? If it was that type of thing, then y'all would have been spoke about. That's light work, and it didn't go down like that. And I'll put that on my daughter, nigga. This ain't no motherfucking Bow Wow channel. That shit ain't slide like that. On everything I love, it ain't slide like that. And they know it ain't slide like that. And that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it like that. Y'all can run with it, play with it, do it all. Whatever y'all got to do it. You know what I'm saying? But all I'm letting you know is right now, on my daughter, it ain't go down like that.
All right, so Ak, what's going on? What's his issue with
He sounds like
Future?
a hell
Is there
realm.
an issue?
Do we
Is
all
that why
real?
this happened?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. Actually,
Let's
right
go, Ak.
before the show, Bow Wow just DM'd me.
Some details.
And because I'm fucking confused with this shit too. By the way, if you don't know Bow Wow out here, he's heating up in the streets. He just dropped a new song. He's talking about him and,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, Chris
My nigga,
Brown's
Shad Moss,
relationship.
man.
You know what I mean? Bow Wow might be getting back hot with the music, man. So Bow Wow is realizing that people are trying to latch on to his fame and notoriety. And
Right.
this is what he DM'd me. He said, listen, man, niggas didn't get off on me. And I'm reading verbatim, by the way. He says, niggas shoulder shrugged me out of nowhere. That shit was 5 months ago.
Yeah.
Backstage at Jay-Z show. He pussy. Nigga got hit with a chair. His keys and jewelry was taken. That nigga edited the tape to put it out to get clout as I'm heating up. Check the dates and look at the truth. Now, he sent me a screenshot of, I believe, a young woman in November kind of detailing what happened,
Okay.
basically saying something different than what we saw.
Okay.
Saying, hey, somebody tried to get at Bow Wow,
Yeah.
they beat him up, took his keys, took his chain, all that stuff. And that's what Bow Wow was saying. This is a whole edit job to use him for the buzz he's created recently.
Yeah. I can believe that because he didn't get knocked out. He just got
He's
pushed
knocked
down.
over, yeah.
Yeah.
And what type of fight footage just ends at the first punch? I want to see if Bow Wow's on the ground, like, you know what I mean, covering up, or he's swinging back.
But who is filming this shit? Because it's like, it looks like it's somebody that's walking with him,
Some fuck nigga.
right? It looks like it's somebody walking with him. They're right behind him. It looks like they're in the entourage, and this dude just randomly runs out of nowhere.
And he captures the moment.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Well, you could tell, like, it seemed too convenient. And by the way, World Star, y'all slick, man. Yeah, they released 2 exclusive fight videos, or like about to be fight videos, in a day. If they release Diddy giving Drake the 2-piece, They got some new budget over there. They got sold or some shit because they got all the fight videos we've never seen or heard about. But this whole thing, like, you could tell it's an edit job. Now, I don't know if I believe Shad Moss with this rapper trying to gain some attention off of him. Maybe, and actually I do believe it. Because I don't know who this kid is.
What's up with this dude's name though? Cheeks Boss Man. That name is crazy, yo. Cheeks Boss Man.
He's pulling up a face and chin checking niggas. You might want to. He ain't pulling up on me. Cheeks Boss Man.
You never know. Anybody can get it.
Cheeks Boss Man.
Anybody can be touched.
I think what I was actually trying to say is that it seemed too convenient in that we all know Bow Wow used to be with Ciara. Ciara and Future, they share a child together.
Is this over slick comments about Future? About Ciara?
Apparently not. And Bow Wow said no, it's nothing about Future.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to make a good story for the Shade Room and for the blogs,
right.
It's about Ciara.
Ciara, though, they was together like 15 years ago. Like, I doubt it's over that. Like you said, it's probably him just trying to come up. I'm not surprised if Money dropped the mixtape right after this. Like, I wouldn't be surprised.
I think that would be the smart thing to do.
Right, Cheeks Boss Man.
Cheeks
like,
Boss Man.
He promote music right now.
Oh, yeah. Exactly, we have the story there.
Hey, man.
We're sitting here talking about Cheeks Boss Man. This could be his come up.
This could be his come up.
Streets gotta eat, my nigga. I gotta respect it.
Now that Bow Wow DM me that shit, I'm then thinking about this. That's how it's rocking behind backstage at a Jay-Z show? I would imagine that Rock Nation security is having niggas in headlocks, fucking tackling people out.
Yeah, if you come next to Jay-Z.
That's some black youngster hood nigga shit,
Bow Wow
right?
on his own.
That man Bow Weezy on his own. He ain't doing that for
all
Bow.
the securities with Blue Ivy, the Queen, and Jay. The rest of y'all niggas fend for yourself.
Hey, listen.
Cheeks Bossman is knocking all you niggas out backstage. Oh, man.
Yeah, it was like a football tackle move. Like, it happened so quick. I'm like, he didn't even hit him. It just looks like he ran and pushed him over.
But if we want to have a serious discussion, do you think newer rappers could really get on by doing this, or do we really?
Absolutely.
I mean,
they've been doing it.
Absolutely.
Rappers been getting on
Do
like
people
that.
actually check for your music though? If you go listen
and
to
for
his
you,
page?
I would ask Star, like, when you're out, like, do you ever feel like shit? Somebody might just try to chin check me just for that reason.
As I've said, when I'm out, I don't have a crew or entourage. It's just me and two people at the most. And I always think somebody's gonna run down on me. Always. I don't want to say shot, but early in the morning last week, I'm getting in my car, coming out of Dunkin' Donuts, and somebody tapped on the window. I was about to start blasting through the window. I always
PTSD, man.
What's that?
You got PTSD.
Listen, anybody can be touched. Anybody can be touched.
Yeah, but people been running down on rappers.
You thought it was Cheeks Bossman at Dunkin'
Hey,
Donuts.
you never know. It could be a 15-year-old trying to come up and filming you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going out to blaze. Fuck that.
Yeah, I feel it's unfortunate because you know what? You see with Bow Wow, even though he's explaining this, and I'm not gonna lie, I believe him because the video just seemed way too edited. Yeah. We see someone talking to him, it cuts scene to like him walking and him just getting punched.
Did you ask him if there's more footage?
Well, he said there is.
Is it coming?
I guess him and his team probably will put it out
with the next project.
I think you should solicit for Cheeks Boss Man to send you a DM. Is it Cheeks the Boss Man or Cheeks Boss Man?
I'm pretty sure.
Let's get that right.
I'm pretty sure he'll make a whole vlog about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cheeks Boss Man, that's what Bow Wow said.
And let's give him some shine next week.
No, you know what though? I'm kind of trying to be careful about these situations because it encourages more.
Let's go with all of it.
It encourages more where, again, clout chasing now, when people see something that someone did that worked to get attention, they think, I should do it too.
Yeah.
Like for example, there was a guy who said Tory Lanez stole some shit in terms of music from him, but all Tory Lanez really did was like rapped over the same beat pretty much.
And I think Tory gave him credit also.
Yeah.
And the guy still went and made a diss track.
Exactly.
Yeah. The hater misses nothing.
Now there's like 1,000 more people. Every new song that's came out since last week, everybody has a whole story about my shit was stolen.
Right.
I use the same drums. Like, yo,
niggas stole my beat.
Like nobody could come up with the same sort of idea at one point or another. Like if somebody did that yesterday with some artwork I posted, and they was like, oh, my man did that first. I'm like, I've never seen him till today. Like my illustrator, he just had an idea. So maybe we're thinking alike. You know, everybody's always trying to come up off of that shit. It's like, it's stupid, but people been doing that shit. Like, rappers been getting robbed, and yo, we give you your shit back, doing video, blogs and all that, and then the police come get you, not the rapper. You know, like,
they tried it with the right one because the internet loves to make fun of Shad Moss.
Right.
And they clowned it yesterday, and I believe he kind of got a reasonable explanation.
Yeah, I don't
just
think
that
he's lying.
when he get on camera, there's just something funny about his demeanor. You know what I mean? I never put it on my daughter. Never.
No,
Never.
but today?
But
Today I'm putting that shit on my daughter.
Bow Wow still talk like he's in 2003. You know what I mean?
Hey, man. I mean, you know what the thing is that people always view him as Bow Wow. He's a 30-year-old man. He's not the kid crip walking with the braids no more.
Is Bow Wow a legend to y'all?
Absolutely. And hip hop, he's definitely a big part of hip hop. Because when it comes to kid artists, he's probably the only one at his age that transcended for so long, sold millions of records, sold out tours, like we were talking about influence the other day. Now, no, Bow Wow is not, he's not the person that everybody patterned their styles at, but a lot of kids wanted to get into music because of Bow Wow. So
I would say, sorry to cut you off, I would say legend status because, remember, they called him Mr. 106 in Park. His impact, I'm not going to say influence because I don't know who else was trying to be like Bow Wow growing up, but his impact was so strong they called him Mr. 106 in Park.
I agree. But to me, my legend criteria, I was thinking about it, like even with someone like Bow Wow, I mean, I think Soulja Boy is a legend too. I don't know if you guys disagree. If someone is relevant for more than like 10 years and their impact, and again, we could categorize that however you want, is being felt over that long of a time span, I got to give you that
hell yeah
title.
And Bow, he was in a Gin and Juice video. He was on Snoop's album on a skit. Like, he been around a lot of shit. He been in almost every era, and he's still very young.
Yeah. Y'all want to make more bets? Do y'all think Bow Wow gonna get like a smash hit? He kind of got one. Kind of got one that people kind of rock out with.
Sips water.
I'll skip that bet.
Everybody skip that bet?
Sips water.
Yeah, I think Cheeks Bossman gonna get a hit.
He got one already. Fucking you talking? He got a hit. He definitely got a hit.
I'm gonna say that I am anticipating a track from Cheeks Boss.
Cheeks Boss, man.
I'm waiting on a track from Cheeks Boss, man. Sure.
His tape is gonna be called Everyday Struggle.
I just want to hear the single. I want to hear what he's talking about. Yeah.
So Lil Xan caught some heat for saying that he thought Tupac's music was boring. Now rapper Greedo is tripling down on this. He said Tupac sucks. Basically, he's delusional. He's a great actor. A part of his music was acting. He basically doesn't really think Tupac is a gangster. What do you guys think? Some people, of course, think he's trolling, but he sounds pretty serious about this. He opened it by saying, do you need someone who can really rap to tell you that Tupac sucks? I
mean, he said one thing, and again, I've heard certain people say that. His whole act, ever since he said this, has been very interesting. Because he said, he says, I got a whole metal leg. I'm really from the projects. I got the hood on my face. I go to court on Friday. Basically, he was trying to compare Pac as an actor to him who was really going through it and facing real consequences of being hood or street or whatever. I honestly think he was trolling overall. Not that he doesn't share some of these same sentiments, but he was just trying to get attention. And I think he realized he was really trolling the media in terms of the media nowadays is asking all the new dudes, and he said it himself, they're asking all of them about Tupac. Right. And anytime they say something bad about Tupac, it goes super viral. And he said it. He said, all right, I'm going to just say something about Pac. And then he came out later to say, I'm going to do a song with Pac. He's completely trolling. I'm not believing this.
Let me say to this guy and to anybody else who wants to come up off of Tupac's name, please get Tupac's dick out your mouth. Not just his impact, but he was a highly intelligent man. He was a poet, hell of an actor. And what he did in a short period of time still lingers on. And it's just, it's kind of sad to see, you know, hip hop or rap music just keep taking shots at a blueprint. He laid down a fucking blueprint.
Absolutely.
A blueprint. And it's sad to see that it's not respected. And, you know, I've even interviewed people over the years that have taken shots at Tupac, and I just look at him and I say, oh, okay. Not that I would ever, you know, co-sign where they're coming from, but, you know, just get his cock out of your mouth, please.
Yeah, everybody has you know, their opinion on Pac. I was kind of surprised by this because 03 Greedo, like, he actually has decent music. So I was like, why would you, him being from the West Coast and Tupac being such a staple in the West Coast, and just hip hop period, but in the West Coast more, it didn't make any sense to me. And for him to say that he's like, oh, it's this new thing where y'all ask people about Tupac, I played the game just to fuck with y'all, that shit was just, I wasn't jagging it.
Yeah, it was definitely tasteless, But I kind of get where he's coming from. I didn't know who the fuck 03 Greedo was before this. Now I know about him and I had to listen to his music. Again, we live in this era where niggas is gonna, if you're gonna chin check Bow Wow at a Jay-Z concert, if you're gonna just say whatever about Pac, if you're gonna say whatever or dress whatever, look whatever, it's all for attention. And I forgot who said it on Twitter, but like, I think the media sometimes falls trap to this trolling.
Yeah, because
these aren't really sincere thoughts. That's his only way of exposure, and he doesn't mean it. He's gonna flip flop as soon as he gets what he wants, which is the attention.
Well, let's call this what this is. This is false notoriety, as opposed to the guy who ran down on Bow Wow, who actually put some physical effort into it. This is just somebody saying some sucker shit.
Yeah, this shit is whack because it's like, in hip hop, it's built on respect. And, you know, I get the whole a new era and all that, but nobody ever came up disrespecting the people before them that laid the foundation for them just so people could pay attention to you. Like, you may have not have known about him, and no knock to you, but I had found out about him through social media, and I'm like, why did he didn't have to do no shit like that. Like, to me, ultimately, it just makes you look crazy because at this point in time, why are we saying shit and then backtracking on it? Say what you mean and mean what you say.
Well, if we are on the same point that you said no one ever really came up off disrespecting, I mean, I could beg to question that statement.
I mean,
Young Thug and Wayne, even though he said, I have a lot of respect for Wayne,
yeah,
he did a lot of stuff that everybody thought was very disrespectful,
right,
and he got attention from it.
Right.
And I think that's why Young Thug marginalized himself, and that's why I think even now he's still overcoming some of those things.
But at the same
he
time,
wanted the attention, which he did get.
Right, but at the same time, look at when he did have some shit to say about Wayne, because you can go back further and see him saying, prior to us knowing who Thug was, yo, Wayne is my biggest influence. I love this music. He has dreads, he got face tats, he had the same lip ring. He's a carbon copy to an extent. Now, my thing is that when he started saying certain shit about Wayne is when the Birdman and Wayne shit started getting a little out of hand. So his opinion might have been swayed because he was in a certain environment, hearing certain shit because he became a part of Cash Money. Now, what I meant about coming up off of it is a new artist that we've never heard before just saying something downright out disrespectful and then saying, oh, no, I was just playing. You know, just saying, oh, I was just playing.
I could give you another example.
Now, I mean, it's a lot of, now listen, it's a lot of people. 50 Cent had How to Rob. It's a lot of people that have used other people's names. But even when 50 made that record, it was a parody. It wasn't necessarily a diss song. Now, of course, you could go back to different battles and all of that, but I'm talking about just downright saying, yo, fuck that nigga. He wasn't what y'all thought he was, and I'm this. It's not many people who started out like that. Like for a lot of people, this is the introduction into 03 Greedo. Like you said with yourself, this is the introduction. So,
well, he's a street rapper, so you're gonna put it down differently. But I look at what he's trying to say, and again, not in him down Pac, but him coming out that disrespectful route. Well, Lil Pump started, he started with a whole fuck J. Cole shit before anyone knew any music about him.
But this is more recent. I'm talking about the history of what this shit is, as opposed to the dudes in the last 2-3 years.
And that's what I'm saying. Nowadays, it's like you do whatever for the attention. Once you get the attention, you clean it up. Like, he's gonna clean it up and be like, yo, I'm the biggest fan of Pac.
Right.
I'm pretty sure he'll be like, yo, I fuck with Pac. You know what I mean? Like, I just had to get y'all niggas' attention, and y'all feel like, I seen y'all were on that nigga's Lil Xan's dick. Y'all probably don't know his music, but you know he don't like Pac, right? So, okay, I don't like Pac. So now be on my dick while y'all get to know my music.
So basically, we're gonna have a tsunami of niggas just dissing Pac so that people could hear their music. Like,
unless
that's
the press just stops playing ball
yeah,
with them
like
too,
stop,
right?
yeah.
Stop even
That's a
asking the
fact.
questions, stop entertaining it at all. No,
yeah, like,
trolling.
if, like, remember when we talked about Lonzo Ball? if Lonzo Ball has some whack ass top 5, like we don't have to validate every opinion.
Right.
Oh, you don't like Pac? Okay, what the fuck? We're not covering this. Like, oh, Lil Xan doesn't like Pac. The fuck? We don't care if Lil Xan doesn't like Pac. Go ahead, then, nigga.
I don't think the media is ever gonna stop giving stuff like this attention. That's just where we are as a society. I think a bigger question should be, should the legacy of certain rappers be off limits?
Absolutely.
But how could we make it off limits? So that's the thing. We're just saying it,
I don't know.
but we can't change other people's minds, you know?
But do we have to run it?
That's what I'm saying. The responsibility can
you can't challenge the legacy of certain rappers if you don't have a credible history yourself. Like if you're a new rapper, we won't even cover that. Like now, if it was somebody who grew up around that time, if Snoop Dogg came out and said something like that, you get me? Or other people that's been around him, then we could be like, all right, let's think about what's being said.
And that's the fucked up thing about it is now the clicks are more important than the lineage, the legacy, the preservation of what we care about. The clicks, because that all we getting out of this shit is a bunch of clicks for the day that's gonna get more ad dollars, right? So it's like, so we gotta run some shit. Like when we talked about the whole banning people from hip hop shit, right? We gotta ban certain press. Like certain shit shouldn't be allowed. That shit gotta go through certain protocols. If you not just a Pac fan, but just like, damn, another story about somebody disrespecting Tupac, that we gonna help another person get their music on for that? Nah, take another route.
Are you familiar with the Hip Hop Council? There's a new Hip Hop Council.
No, I didn't know about that. No.
I think I've heard of it.
Q-Tip, MC Lyte, LL Cool J, and Questlove, and a host of others. They have, I don't know if it's a worldly or national hip hop council, but it has to do with the Kennedy Center. And, you know, I think that might have some impact over the next couple of years. Right. I'm not certain on all the details, but there is a hip hop council now.
Yeah, I think it just has to be some sort of dialogue where it's like, if you're a really dope artist and you're creative, you don't have to dim another person's light for yours to shine. You never, and that's just in life, not just in music. You never have to shit on a man just so that you could come up, whether it's a joke or not. Like, you know, if he's a credible person in the street, he has decent music, he ain't have to do that.
Well, I think certain rappers should be off limits, but I think shitting on people to come up should be allowed to some degree.
Yo, Clout's the worst drug, man. Worse than cocaine, trust me.
Have you done coke?
Right.
How would you know?
Hey, because I'm seeing all these niggas basically ruin their lives and change, fucking tattoo all their body. They'll do anything for clout.
Maybe you should try some coke.
Nah, man, I think I'll be all right, man. I try the Henny, that's it. That's it.
I think the Henny will take you to the coke.
Nah.
At the rate you're going.
Oh, man.
Nah? All right.
I don't even smoke. I don't even, like, I could only do one thing ever. Just drink, that's it.
That's good. Stay you act. Mark can't unsee it today is Steph Curry dancing to E40 at his 30th birthday party.
I'm planning on growing some. Imagine all the Hebrews doing this on top of chariots and turning sideways. Tell me when to go. Talking on my Getro on my way to.
He was having the best time ever.
I love it.
Shout out to Steph.
I love it.
Ak, you got these moves?
Moves are trash. Yo, anybody on the Golden State Warriors could dance, man? Like, did y'all see Klay Thompson when he was in China?
Oh, yeah.
He was on some non-rhythmic type of shit. It's his birthday. Of course, I'm going to excuse him for that. He's just having fun. Steph Curry, LeBron, and other basketball players like him, they're like the perfect example for kids. Like, they just have a great time, very positive. I can't say anything bad about it. Like, he's married,
more trash. You started off with something bad about it.
Yeah, because I got to get a joke off, man. The dance move our contract. I don't know what the fuck. If that's some West Coast
going
stuff,
dumb. Yeah, you don't know about hyphy-ness? Come on, Ak. The culture.
No.
You know what I mean? That's going hyphy. That's going dumb.
Yeah, but not because I could Harlem Shake, but I can't really Harlem Shake. Not because I'm trying to Harlem Shake means it's good.
How you using Harlem Shake as an example now?
If I can't Millie Rock, but I could try to Millie Rock, that doesn't mean I'm doing it good.
Well, you know what's dope about this? Because tell me when the GOAT, Steph is turning 30. Tell me when the GOAT came out like 05, 06. He was a teenager. That song has stood the test of time. They play in the Bay. Everybody's gonna love him going hyphy. They probably gonna come out to that shit their next game. So, you know.
Salute to E40.
Absolutely.
Still getting it in.
All right.
So our last topic, we're just going to talk about rappers getting money outside of rap. So we know Nas has a lot of investments over the years outside of music. And so apparently he invested in a doorbell company called Ring early in the company. And now Amazon recently purchased it for $1.2 billion. I'm sure Nas got a huge check. Good for him, man. I think you're not into the crypto thing that 21 was talking about recently, but it looks like rappers are going to continue to find ways to make money. What do you guys think?
The heck is going to just misphrase what I said. I was just saying, I'll say the same about, I don't want to hear Nas rap about the shit he's investing in. I'm great.
I don't think he is rapping about it.
I don't think you want to hear Nas rap.
No, that's a lie.
I don't.
No, that's definitely a lie.
Nah, it's not no lie.
The whole point I was making with 21 was that you could be smart, woke, and I love how Waka has grown over the years. Waka made like a couple million off Facebook.
We focused on 21 Savage.
No.
You made some comments.
Okay, wait, I'm not trying to paraphrase what you said.
However,
you just said you don't want to hear it in the music.
Yeah.
But the investments, there's some stuff cool.
Dope. You could speak about it, interviews, all that.
Sure.
But when I turn on 21 Savage on Apple Music, I need to hear that nigga with the shits.
But he never said that. First off, he never said that he wasn't going to be with the shits. He was just taking time. His manager was just taking time to talk about what he's investing in, and it was kind of fucked up. Now, look, you got to remember something. Be able to stand what you say, right? Be able to stand what you say, because when you said that shit about, oh, I want to hear him killing the ops and all of that, you got to, that shit is heavy. That shit is heavy. And for 21, now look, he's a known gangbanger. I can't wait for the day he could take Savage off his name. That's evolution. So when you said that shit, it looks like you specifically tearing him down as an artist. You got to be careful with the words. It's not that it's negative. You got to remember when you say certain shit.
If he grows out of it, but we got to stop being hypocrites and everybody's on a soapbox. I love it. Everybody just twisted the word. Everybody's on a soapbox because we're still going to listen to the next 21 Savage album, and if he raps about everything I said, nobody says nothing, right? But if I say it, it's like you accept it until 2 days after that, right? 21 Savage was in a video turning up with Young Nudie to a song that was pure ignorance.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with it. You get me? Again, but if a fan says, oh, I'm accustomed to this shit by the guy, I would like
but nobody
for him
never
to keep
said
doing it.
The issue wasn't his music. The issue was never 21's music. The issue.
But when I spoke about it, I said in the music.
All right, but that wasn't the report. The report wasn't the music. The report was.
I was actually co-signing some of what you said.
No.
I'm not trying to throw you up under the bus, but
but a lot of people were bothered by my comment, and my comment specifically
was kind of crazy.
Music, right? Like 21 Savage. His music, how would you describe 21
Well,
Savage?
hang on, before we get into the music.
That's a rhetorical question.
Hold on, before we get into the music. He's got a new campaign now. He was just on the Ellen Show to teach young people how to start a bank account. You know about this?
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
So he is doing some good things. I mean, he looked a little crazy when he was talking about it, but it's a good thing. And
those things are dope. Those things are great.
It's a good thing, and I say salute to him. But I don't think you have to apologize. I was just trying to catch you on some sucker shit.
No.
I don't think you have to apologize.
But you have issue with what he said.
Because I don't think he has to apologize at all. What I'm saying is the narrative of what they were saying is that he was changing his ways as far as buying jewelry and buying cars, making those type of investments. Wait a second. Buying jewelry and buying cars, and then it turned into, I don't want to hear that shit. I want to hear you talking about you going to kill the ops. You got to remember that this shit, motherfuckers really be dying.
Which, this is the reason why Instagram in that 1 minute clip, this is why everybody who had a comment,
small window.
They never seen the whole clip.
Right.
The whole clip said, this is great. I love when rappers, and that's why I brought up Waka.
Right.
I love when rappers talk about it in their interviews. This is outside of music. Then I start talking to music, then everyone shifts my comments about music. And again, I'm not talking about music that he's not making, that we all don't sing. If they turn on bank account now, we'll sing that shit. I got one, like, come on. Like, we gotta stop acting like I was trying to tell a guy who's rapping like Logic, yo, you gotta rap about killing some niggas.
Yeah.
He's been making music like this.
Right.
That, all I was saying is that don't compromise what kind of works for you in the sense of music. Now again, if he grows out of it and he's still making hot songs about crypto shit, great. But I'm just speaking as a fan. I think everyone took it like, yo, he only want to hear shit about people killing. No, that's not true.
But we was talking about Nas anyway.
Yeah, but I'm glad he got to clarify. I think sometimes he says things off the top and they come off a little more offensive than he means to.
You know what it is too? And the people who criticize me, none of them are going at 21 Savage and be like, yo, okay, now that you're doing this with your life, how about you change your music? Are they gonna have that conversation with him or no? Or just me?
Well, I think you claim to lead the charge, so people are looking to you for your words. I'm not trying to throw you under the bus. I was just adding some fuel to the fire.
Yeah. So even if the music doesn't reflect it moving forward, it's clear that rappers are just more and more finding more opportunities outside. Like a doorbell company, it's out of left field. Who would have thought about that? But 1.2 billion. That's
salute to Nas.
Salute to Nas, but salute to Anthony Saleh and my man Gabe. They're part of Imagine, Nas's management team, and they have QB Ventures. You know, being that I've done business with Nas, you know, working through Mass Appeal, Def Jam, everything, they've always been in positions to teach other younger brothers and sisters about these type of things. You know, that's why the 21 Savage conversation is coming up, because now artists can look to not just having sneakers and shit. You know what I mean? You don't have to just have headphones and sneakers. A doorbell company, that's a hell of an investment.
Yeah.
You know?
And
he might have made 40 M's off it.
If I can also just add that, you know, you have to pay your taxes in order to be, I mean, serious as colon cancer.
No, that's no joke, you're right.
You have to pay your taxes before you start thinking about investing money, doing things with money, and detach yourself from certain people, because, you know, this is a great story, but the payout is, you know, it goes into different directions, if
Absolutely.
I can just paraphrase. And also, a big part of investing is knowing how to hide your money.
You got offshore accounts, Star?
I would never discuss anything like that. But I will say that Khalees is looking for some of this goddamn money right now.
What? Isn't that done?
You gotta look for the milkshake. Hey,
No, it's not done, because they still have, I don't know how old their child is, respectfully. No, she's not done until that child reaches 18 years of age. She's gonna be on the goddamn hunt.
Or 21 in some places. Hey, the companies that he's invested in, I like all these companies, and he's one of those guys, and I'm guessing I'm gonna chalk it up to the QB Ventures joint he has.
Yeah.
He gets it on shit super early. Rap genius, like he was way ahead of every other rapper, even thinking like that was gonna be the new wave. I'm not too sure if that's just him or just his team around him.
Yeah.
Like for example, people say like LeBron's a great businessman like that, but a lot of people credit to the circle he keeps around him.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is Nas, but I got to salute to Nas for it.
I mean,
Lyft, Dropbox.
Yeah, I mean,
SeatGeek is coming up. That's just about it.
I mean, we always appreciate ignorance, but intelligence is really the new wave. You know what I mean? Like selling the education, telling people different ways they could get into making money. It's not just one way. It's like, you know, a lot of the artists of today, I remember seeing interviews with Nas in the late 90s, and he was saying how he or early 2000s, he was saying how he turned down a lot of endorsement deals because he didn't support certain brands, etc. But now it's like you don't have to just rap anymore. You know, you don't have to just rap. You can do a multitude of different things to be able to take care of your family and your generation for years to come. So, again, salute to Imagine, Anthony, and all of them.
I think people like Nas is the inspiration for people like Yachty. I've heard Yachty say it too.
Yeah.
Yachty was super proud about saying, I make more money outside of music than I do in music. And he's in his prime still. And you would imagine, like, for an artist who's like still new to the game, all your money's from music.
Right. Yeah, he's one of those ones that immediately, like, was able to go outside of the norm. Like, I didn't see a lot of stuff coming with him. You know, a lot of stuff coming with him. And he's what? How old is Yachty now? 20, 21?
He's 21.
Yeah, it's like he's got a bright future ahead of him. He's making the Forbes list and all of that shit.
Right, so we tend to see the same guys at the top of that list every year, but it's cool, like younger rappers are inching up there. They have more opportunities.
It's out there.
And if I can also just add that, you know, there's an old saying, quiet money is the best money, and I still believe that to be true. And if I can just say to any young person coming up who, if you come into a lump sum of money, one of the smartest things to do is to limit your spending and to get a spending cap. And to tell everybody else around you that you're broke. I ain't got shit.
Real shit.
Yeah, I ain't got shit.
I'm really broke.
And all I can spend is $2,500 a month.
Nah, that's real.
Even that's a lot.
Yeah, I can't bail niggas out. I can't pay for funerals. I can't buy your fucking gear. I can't do shit because I'm limited.
Nah, that's real.
And also with Nas too, like I'm wondering, like with all these things going on, again, he's getting a lot of quiet money. I'm wondering, does that affect him in terms of saying, yo, should I put out a project, rush to put out a project? Like, he hasn't put out one in a while, and
Probably not.
Nah, I mean, you know, we're at the point now where, like, anything from Nas is, like, ancillary. You know, it's like we'll take it on when it comes. Like, we're not pressuring. He's done enough in this game where any contribution he does musically is appreciated, you know, at this point. I'm just happy to see that, you know, you can use him as an example. I mean, Nas came in, his first album dropped, he was 19 years old. He's 19, he's 41 now. And he's still a relevant conversation in not just music, but the music business. That's the evolution of, you know, the start out. I actually took one of my newer artists yesterday to a business manager. You want people to be ahead of the game. Like you said, start paying your taxes. You know, you don't want to get that big advance and start buying chains.
I pay my taxes over everything else.
Absolutely, you got to, because I mean, that's how you end up with all of these crazy problems. You see artists that they make all these lump sum of monies for years and then they go into the feds, you know, because they weren't handling their business officially. So I like that we got a new wave of intelligence coming to the game.
And I have to credit Ross as one of the people doing that too. With
Word.
everything he's been promoting, buying back the block. Shit, Wingstop, Pizza Hut, Checkers, shit like
Measure Man food stuff. But now you're right, bro.
He keeps it within his brand. You
Absolutely.
know what I mean? Like, Kanye, fashion dude, he wouldn't be like, all right, yo, I'm opening up a McDonald's.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I mean?
Rosé too.
Yeah,
Right, absolutely.
He keeps it within his brand. Like, whatever you know, you use rap as a vehicle to bring you in those, like, for example, you can imagine when Rick Ross first walked up in one of those meetings with all those, like, billionaires that own these companies, probably look crazy, but after he owned like 60 franchises of Wingstop, they probably respect him, like, oh shit, you're marketing with hip hop and you use your influence there and leveraging all these other things, you're a genius.
Right.
So.
Yeah, man. So all you little guys out there, put them fucking drugs down, start investing in some businesses.
Go get you a business manager.
Get you a business manager, straight up.
Need one of those good advice.
Get yourself a good accountant.
All of that. Pay your taxes.
It's either you,
star.
it's kind of like either you got it or you don't.
What?
No, because if you're a rapper in your prime, couple years in, if you don't have the mentality of Yachty, like, who's gonna show you that? Like, or you won't even believe him. Like, yo, I just made 10 million. What are you talking about?
Salute to
like,
Coach K and them.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, because Coach K and, you know, QC, them as a collective, they didn't just start QC. They worked with Jeezy and Gucci and a slew of other artists that came out of Atlanta. So it's like, okay, we getting all these times to try it, and then now they finally got it to a place where I'm pretty sure when you signing with them, they're like, yo, what are the other things you want to do? You know what I mean? Like, let's not just look at just streaming and shows. Let's look at brand endorsements, partnerships, all these different things from the start. And that's the evolution of being a rap artist. It's like before you come in, you only thinking about rapping. Now you're faced with 10 different companies you could possibly partner with if you have the capital to get in on. And when you can help an artist, a younger artist at that, when you can give them that game that's gonna last forever, you can keep making money with them forever, because they're gonna be great. Well, most of them will be grateful for that.
And not even jumping to a level where we're talking about you're investing and all that. Like, even dealing with your own money, right? Shit, we had Michael Blackson here yesterday, and he said, and he's older, he said, listen, he said, I don't use credit for shit. I buy everything cash. I buy everything outright. Now,
I wouldn't recommend that.
Yeah, it's a bad idea.
Nobody smart would really recommend that. And again, of course, maybe he was making a joke, but shit, we've seen a lot of rappers come through the game and they thought that was the way to brag on other rappers. You lease and I'm buying. You get me? And we get to find out that
it's better to lease than to buy.
Yeah, and you know what I mean? So it's a lot of different ways that I feel like people could learn how to deal with their own money. And sometimes people have that mentality where it takes them a while to learn to deal with their own money, so they can't even get to the point of, oh, let me use my money to make it work for me, instead of just flashing with new cars and jewelry.
And everybody doesn't want to be that. Like, that's another thing. Everybody can't handle the responsibility of being a mogul, of being a boss. It sounds cool to call yourself a boss, but if the people that's with you are not getting paid, then how are you really handling business? So it's a lot of responsibility that comes with not only being an artist, but being an entrepreneur, taking the time and the diligence to not only just say, yo, I'm gonna give y'all the money, go put it everywhere for me, but learning about your money, learning how to grow it. You know, it's careful as anything else in the world.
We're gonna have to add a money management segment to the show or something.
Pay your taxes.
Like,
Pay your taxes.
Just the only
Pay your
advice is gonna be pay
Pay
your
your fare.
taxes.
Pay your fare.
And
Pay your
the
fare.
ironic thing about whatever people frame my comments or whatever, nigga, I'm into crypto. The fuck? Like, nigga, I got all type of stocks.
Pay your taxes.
All right, man. We'll see you guys tomorrow on Everyday Struggle.